Hey everyone, Kevin Wagstaff here with Spectora. Today we're going to talk about Google pay-per-click. It's now known as Google Ads, so we're going to talk about what it is, some of your experiences with it if you've had a good or a bad experience. We'll look at some case studies and also talk to you about some best practices and why it's just a no-brainer for any inspector, new or experienced, to look into Google pay-per-click. All right, let's start with the basics. So what is Google pay-per-click? So Google pay-per-click is an advertising model from Google where you show up at the top of the page and you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. So for example, if I search for Home Inspector Denver, you see 4 ads here at the top of the page, and you can tell by this little ad tag that Google puts right here. So that's how you know something's an ad and they're paying if you click on that ad. So this is different than the Google Maps 3-pack. You don't pay to be here. This is based on your SEO, your Google My Business, lots of other factors, which we'll get into in another video. This is not organic SEO. So this is what shows up, the 10 links right here. This is when you blog on your site, you get links pointing to your site, your directory listings. This is traditional SEO. So that's different than paying to show up here at the top. So Google pay-per-click essentially is a show up right away at the top of the page strategy, which is why it's good for everybody. Regardless if you're new or experienced, you can pay to show up at the top and drive traffic to your website and book inspections. So the most common question we get is how much does it cost per click? And that varies because that depends on how many other advertisers are competing for those keywords, what time of day, lots of factors, but it's generally going to be between $3 and $8 per click for someone to get to your website. So that's a great number when you think about the fact that if you get 50 people to click on your ad and go to your website, you have to believe that you can convert at least a couple of them into paid inspections, and it ends up being a great return on investment. We'll get into the exact specific calculations of this in another video and in an article, but I just wanted to give you those rough numbers so you can do the math yourself. Okay, so now that we know what pay-per-click is, what it potentially could cost per click, let's talk about kind of the perceptions out there in the industry. I read in the forums a lot, I talk to inspectors all the time, and some of you have had a bad experience with Google pay-per-click, or you had a company that did it for you and you didn't get results. I'm gonna look at some of the main reasons I see when I look at campaigns, why inspectors fail or don't drive the business that they would have expected from pay-per-click. But the big overarching reason is a lot of inspectors try to do it themselves to save money, which saving money is great. And that's kind of all we're all in business to do, is to save money. But that's kind of like me wanting to inspect my own home. I don't want to be a home inspector. I don't want to have a specialty in that. I hire a professional for it. So a lot of inspectors will go about it themselves. And the number one mistake I see them making is triggering their ad for keywords that don't even make sense. So for example here, I typed in Home Inspection Association. So when I type that in, think about the mind of someone typing that in. They're most likely looking for a home inspection association like Internachi Ashi. So those clicks are not someone that's even looking for a home inspection. And you'll notice here, this company has an ad. They're advertising their home inspection services for a keyword where someone's not even looking for that. So they're gonna get a lot of bogus clicks because sometimes people click on things without knowing what it is. So this is the biggest reason I see budgets get blown through quickly, home inspectors wasting money and then saying, oh, Google pay-per-click doesn't work. It's because you didn't set it up properly. So that's what the experts are for. So I will say, if you've done it in the past or if you've heard it's not worth it, there's so many variables and ways to set up a campaign. I would dig in and ask for a little more details, because anyone that just says, oh, it doesn't work as a blanket statement, that's generally a fairly naive opinion. I try to shy away from even saying something always works or always doesn't work, because there's so many variables and there's ways to do it properly. And I don't see home inspectors setting it up properly for the most part. And that's not a knock on you guys. I wouldn't inspect a home properly if I gave it a shot. One thing I will say, guys, having worked at Home Advisor and seeing how big companies, big online media companies handle their marketing budgets, their pay-per-click, their SEO, there's a good reason why the Home Advisors, the Thumbtacks, Yelps of the world put millions of dollars into pay-per-click each year, because it works, because the return on investment is there. So just think about that when you're thinking of, okay, why do people do this? But the big companies do spend millions of dollars to drive business through pay-per-click ads. The reason why it makes sense is because people are searching for these keywords and they are clicking on ads. So when you look at Google tells us here, people search for home inspection on average about 100,000 times per month nationally. But that's just that word, home inspection. So people search for house inspection, home inspection cost, property inspection. So lots of searches are happening, and it's agents and clients that are looking for you. So that's just proof, objective proof from Google that there's people searching for these terms, and you want to be there if you want to grow your business. All right, guys, let's look at the most powerful case study I've seen in the home inspection industry since we got into it. So we're going to look at a home inspector that he was in the class that we taught at InterNACHI in, I believe, March or April of 2017. Brand new inspector. He started with Spectora. He started running Google pay-per-click ads right away. So I want to caveat this with saying he has a background in Google pay-per-click and marketing. So he knew what he was doing, but he started off brand new, no agent presentations. He's not big on doing those. He didn't want to do them necessarily. So if you don't want to do a ton of agent presentations, I would think about pay-per-click because it is a sure way to get business without having to do those. So he started in April of 2017. He ran pay-per-click ads aggressively. He did have budget to spend and start doing that. And looking at his numbers today in Spectora, so we're let's see, that's 14, 15 months in the business. He's done 478 inspections. His Google pay-per-click ads, you'll see here, have driven 1,469 clicks to his website. So it's 1,469 people that are interested in a home inspection went to his website. And if you look here, he spent about $5 per click. So $5 for the opportunity for someone to spend $300, $400, $500 with him. So over 14 months, he spent $7,500. I looked at his stats in Spectora, 478 inspections, has made $146,000. So he's profited $146K. I'm not saying all of this has come from pay-per-click, but he's really not doing any other marketing and advertising. He has done SEO with us. I will say he's one of our case studies for SEO. He ranks #1 in his market for SEO. But those first 6 months, all he had was pay-per-click. So those kinds of numbers give you a ridiculous return on investment. He spent $7,500 and has made $146K in his first year as a home inspector. So I'm not putting his name out there because I know he likes his privacy. He doesn't necessarily want to be out there in the public. But guys, this is a new inspector that has spent the money. He invested in pay-per-click and did it right. It has dramatically changed the trajectory of his business. He's hiring another inspector now. So he's well on his way to being a multi-inspector firm, and he has never done an agent presentation, or at least he didn't start off in his first year. Last time I talked to him, did not do agent presentations or agent direct marketing, pure pay-per-click. I've looked at his campaigns and they are set up properly. So it's something that is a must. And I think that's the key to your success, is having someone that knows what they're doing set up these pay-per-click campaigns. But these numbers don't lie, guys. I mean, this is ridiculous, the clicks he's gotten to his website. So the moral of this story is you have to spend money to make money, and Google pay-per-click is a shortcut if you don't want to wait for SEO, if you don't want to wait 6 months to get results with SEO, because with our SEO plans, we see results after about 5-6 months. But if you want to start getting business now, it's still busy season. Pay-per-click is the way to go. In this case study, it just blew me away. And so it's not even something we managed or did for him. That's why I think it's so powerful that it's not as to us tooting our own horn here. He did a great job running these campaigns, dramatically changed his business. So I think any new inspector can do this. You also have to be awesome. You have to be a great inspector. You have to get good reviews. That's something he also did. He sent his automated emails through Spectora to get reviews. That helped his SEO, and now he's just everywhere. So experienced inspectors, if you want to grow your business, if you want to get business outside of your market area, a town 30 miles outside, pay-per-click is the way to go. It's going to happen a lot quicker, and you're going to see immediate results. So to review, pay-per-click is something you can track right away. You show up at the top of the page for any search term you want, but it also costs money. And so keep that in mind. With your marketing strategy, I think it should fall in line into everyone's marketing strategy, along with email marketing, and even potentially SEO if you're in a big enough city. So guys, if you have any questions on pay-per-click, Laura or myself is always available in the online chat. Shoot us an email, something we're happy to dive into specifics with and chat with you more about. I'll put some links in the description as well, some resources for you to read up some more on pay-per-click in case you want to go at it yourself, but we're always here for you to help. Thanks, guys.